down in the matrix. Yeah. Shawty send me your location. 120 on the freeway speeding. Big check, blue pills, I'm feeding. Young boy finna do my thing. Get the FBI, put a case on me. Feel like everything gon' cave on me. Shawty, hold on, have faith in me. You don't wanna. Oh, I gotta. But I gotta. You don't wanna. Like you wanna see her every day. She just wants somebody for the night. You call, I'll be on my way. Hard to love me when you got nothing to chase. She just wants somebody for the night. Shawty wanna use me up. I don't need you no more. Shawty wanna use me up. I don't really feel no more. Shawty wanna use me up. I don't really care no more. Shawty wanna use me up. Yeah, yeah. Run it up, I'm mobbing. None of y'all niggas, they poppin'. Yeah, I know you do this often. I'm running out of options. I'm okay, I'm fine. I'ma swallow all my pride. Won't be nothing but a side piece. Catching feelings with my pipe dream. Oh no. Sighting, she be feeling type of ways. I don't need nobody for the day. I just need somebody for the night. Been there and I never been the same. Been there but I'm not the one to blame. I just need somebody for the night. Shawty wanna use me up. I don't need you no more. Shawty wanna use me up. I don't really feel no more. Shawty wanna use me up. I don't really care no more. Shawty wanna use me up. Yeah. Run it up, I'm mobbing. None of y'all niggas, they poppin'. Yeah, I know you do this often. I'm running out of options. I'm okay, I'm fine. I'ma swallow all my pride. Won't be nothing but a side piece. Catching feelings with my pipe dream. Oh no. Piece of me, piece of my. Took some time. I'm just reaping what I sow. So for sure, but no. That's just for me and my boss. Be secure, 4x4. G6 sleep off on my hands. I'm no friend, I'm no friend. Pay for keys, can't pay for saving me. In the back when the windows tint. Yeah, cause I know tonight. Yeah, I know tonight. Tryna come take from me. And my 40 date on me. They ain't even thought this far. This ain't never crossed your way. Just like I know. Made room for you. You got me, I forgot. You had no place to trust. Just like you told. Just like we rolled. Now we would barely trust. Now there's no saving us. Piece of me, piece of my. Took some time. I'm just reaping what I sow. So for sure, brand new road. That's just for me and my boss. Be secure, 4x4. G6 flip up on my hands. I'm no friend, I'm no friend. Pay for keys, can't pay for time.
Good morning, Discord. Good morning, YouTube. Okay, let's get into it. So as I was making the morning trading plan, this big spike came in. I think it came in on some news about a call between Trump and Xi Jinping, the Chinese leader. So We're gonna see if there's continuation forming. But if we look at our, let's look at our 30-minute. You see we're stuck in this range right here. So let's see if we break up for continuation, a pullback to retest it, the 598, and continuation. I'm also concerned that we might just form a cup here. So I'm thinking maybe a cup might form like this, but we'll see. It was hard to make the plan because of this big spike, so now I'm like, I don't want to make any just random predictions. I want to have something to go off of. So markets open. Let's see where we pull back. All right. Maybe this was a liquidity grab. We're back under VWAP, so let's just let all this. I might sit out trading today because I don't know what's gonna happen here. All right, so this. Okay. I'm actually gonna take this one away. Let's see when we get to 595.32. If we do, I'm gonna wait before I start doing my thing. I'm gonna let this volatility cool off. Oh, big, huge volume, huge selling volume. Let's see. Yeah, as far as the 30-minute goes, I just see we're stuck in this range. It tried to break out of it, but I didn't see any continuation. Not to say that it won't happen, but if we get below this one right here, 594.84, then we're either looking for a bolt or it could be forming a cup. Could be forming a cup like this. So we'll just give it time. The 5MA is right down here. Oh, are you saying the 5 might be the target? Yeah, maybe grab liquidity off the 5 before it heads up. This one candle right here is almost a full point. Let's see. I'm gonna give it some time before I start charting. Might let a cycle or two go by. If we continue the downtrend, I think our first target would be 595.32. Which I have 595.97 marked out on the 5-minute chart, and we're hitting that. So this is like the bottom of the range for the 5-minute chart. It's slightly off from the 1-minute chart.
For G6 through this baby shit for me. 100,000 couple M's don't make a G. Pass me in my bag and put that 40 right on my leg. Yeah, you know it's how it is.
So right now we're at, you see where this candle just took off? We're right at this price right here, right now. So I'm interested to see what happens exactly on this price. You see it's we're seeing some rejection towards the upside, but let's see if we get a strong candle that pushes it back down, or if this was or if we're just gonna stay in a range for a little bit. Let's see if we stay in a range. And remember, we don't always have to be in a trade. Not every day is a trading day. So I'm just not interested in the volatility right now, so I'll wait. And I'm not charting right now because I don't want to influence anybody. And there's honestly no real structure here. Yeah, I know, no gambling. No gambling. Let's see. We're gonna see if we had one of these. Well, there's the answer to that. I don't know if you got a chance to catch it, but start collecting your profit if you did. The 5MA really close in range. So your best bet from here is to wait for a break, retest, and reject underneath the 5. If you didn't already catch this wave, you can't jump on it now. It's too late. So we'll wait for the 5. We're going to see if we reject off the 5 or if we go underneath the 5. That's what we want to see. So you had like a few seconds to get in on this. If you did take it, that would have been a good move. Let's see. Still got some room for some downside too. Alright, we broke to the downside. Let's see if we get a bounce off of 594.84 to retest 595.88 for continuation down. So if you look at the last, let's look at this 30-minute. We've been stuck in this range for a while. We've been stuck in this range for a while, so let's wait until we get some good movement outside of the range to see what direction we got. That's what I would suggest. So our safest put scenario is going to be under the 5. Under the 5, right? With a break, retest, reject, under the 5. It's not that I don't like the break of a level, it's just that essentially they're all breaking of a level, but you gotta wait for the setup to happen, right? So you need to see some type of structure after the break of the level. Sometimes there's momentum plays where it breaks a level and it just runs, but I like to wait for the setup, you know, gambling on the run coming, like, oh, like the cascades are just gonna stack, or the candles are just gonna stack one on top of another, like this and this and this and this. That's what you're hoping for, but you know, I like to see a little pullback to see the structure fill out first. So for example, let's say this is a key level, the break of this key level right here, 595.32. Ideally, I like to see the break, a retest, something like that. Or you can get it like that, where it breaks and just starts going crazy. Oh man. Wow. All right, so resistance at 595, and then let's see if when we get to the 5-day right here. Because we might hit the 5-day like this. So it might be one of these right here. I'm not extremely happy with this purple, and alright, let's see if I can make this better. Okay, we'll go with this purple. So now we're betting on the 5 being the target, which seems like the obvious target here.
Shawty, is she worried if I might show? Damn, it's hard to care for a side though. Out here with my mans in a night show. Drinking party, yeah, we keep the lights low. I'm in my mind all the way. Ice cold, what a nigga gotta say now. Sipping any, we be mobbing through the night, oh yeah. Moving like we trapping out of Vando.
Alright, we're testing to see if break of blue is going to be our up. And still need to test to see if this magenta is going to be our down.
Ain't gonna ever kiss me. Heard what I said, and I can't help it. I ain't never gonna rest, never gonna test me, check me.
So let's see if we build some strength, break, retest like that. So we're testing to see if it's going to be break of blue for the up, break of magenta for the down. That's what we're testing.
She just wants somebody for the night. You call, I'll be on my way. love me when you got nothing to chase. She just wants somebody for the night. Shawty wanna use me up. I don't need you no more. Shawty wanna use me up. I don't really feel no more. Shawty wanna use me up. I don't really care no more. Shawty wanna use me up. Yeah. Hey, run it up no more. Hey, none of y'all niggas they poppin'. Yeah, I know you do this often. Hey, I'm running out of options. I'm okay, I'm fine. Hey, I'ma swallow all my pride. Won't be nothing but a side piece. Oh. Catching feelings with my pipe dream. Oh no. Sighting, she be feeling type of ways. I don't need nobody for the day. I just need somebody for the night. Hey, been there and I never been the same. Been there, but I'm not the one to blame. I just need somebody for the night. Shawty wanna use me up. I don't need you no more. Shawty wanna use me up. I don't really feel no more. Shawty wanna use me up. I don't really care no more. Shawty wanna use me up. Yeah. Hey, run it up, I'm mobbing. Hey, none of y'all niggas they poppin'. Yeah, I know you do this often. Hey, I'm running out of options. I'm okay, I'm fine. Hey, I'ma swallow all my pride. Won't be nothing but a side piece. Oh. Catching feelings with my pipe dream. Oh no. Piece of me, piece of my, took some time. I'm just reaping what I sow for sure.
So we're still inside this purple. We're still inside this purple, so. And I'm not sure about this green yet. I'll hold on to the green for now. I'm not 100% sure about it. So from this point right here, here are your two paths, right? Your down is going to be with this bolt down, your best looking setup, or your up is going to be with this shoulder, head, other shoulder over here. So as of right now, these are what the setups look like. Or maybe if we reject inside the blue, so maybe build up in here, reject inside the blue to go to head down. I mean, I'd like it to go somewhere over here to gain some more, but Now, if it does break magenta and you buy the put, you gotta measure your risk to reward. The 5 is right here, so keep that in mind.
Gotta keep them pockets greased up, can't slip. Gotta get my mama's new whip, new crib. Tell your shawty listen from the city, from the sticks. And no matter where I throw it, yeah, she know it's gon' stick. Shawty isn't me, no babe. Shawty isn't me, no, yeah. Isn't me, or no? Isn't me, or no? Isn't me, or no? Isn't me, or no? Let me get it on T. And you know I'm holding out for the G60. Yeah, she want a Louis and a VV. Riding on the CG. Know you heard about it, let me get it on T. And you know I'm holding out for the G60. All the greed and the lust, cause you want a piece of the pie, all that shit is bleeding me dry, I don't want your piece in the rest.
Alright, breaking magenta, protect your trade. Protect your trade on breaking magenta. Can't lose from here. Target to the 5, right? We just went over this. Easy money. Easy money.
Heard about it, let me get it on T. And you know I'm holding out for the G60. Yeah, she want a Louis and a VV. Riding on the CG. Know you heard about it, let me get it on T. And you know I'm holding out for the G60. Yeah, they ain't never got it with a dog like me. How we got cheddar singing dog right me. Gotta keep it settled, gotta keep it low key. Money like me, money like. Bitch, I'm in the city with a coke fiends. How they talking money when the money don't speak? Money in Geneva like it came from the street. Shawty in Vienna, gotta get it with me. Shawty know, gotta know, only know I'm like that. Set, straight back to the quick switch cars, I'm right back.
Now, if you're waiting for the safety underneath the 5, that's fine too. That's fine too, because there's a more clear setup underneath the 5, right? Because it'll be break a 5, retest, reject, the 5 like that. But if you just wanted a quick scalp from break of magenta to your target, which would have been the 5, get what you can, protect your trade. You can't lose from here. But you also can't hesitate, right? Because the move's basically already done because we're at the 5. So now your risk to reward here is not great. So for calls, let's look for calls if we form some structure above 595.32. If we get like this.
4x4 for G6, this baby shit for me. 100,000, couple M's don't make a G. Cash me in my bag and put that 40 right on my leg. Yeah, know it's how it day. Yeah, shawty, wish you stay. I'm about to cut up 25 for my lane. I told him my selling is a move it to the bank. Yeah, and you know they're tryna lay down with the man. Way out on the man. Right now I'm on the man. Say that she love me, Christy and they owe me. This is how she did, yeah, she did. Say she adore me, Christy and the origin. Fuck with me some more. Baby, 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 ain't no more time for you. All the love and back, the money too. Yeah, when money come to stones, I just stick and move. No way, got me spending with my waves. Yeah, since we young as we was dreaming about a Maybach. Yeah, now I'm looking for my 41 day days now. She said that she love me, Christy and they owe me. This is how she did, yeah, she did. Say she adore me, Christy and the origin. Fuck with me some more.
All right, so let's be careful we don't get caught in between the 5 and key level 595.32. That's why I'm saying wait for the deeper move. Or if the market wants to stay in this range up here. Oh, okay, we broke. Hold on, let's do some. So let's see if we retest. What is this? 594.84 and reject underneath it. 594.84, which is right here at the dotted line. All right, so from this point here, again, is going to be calls above 595.32 and puts below the 5.
Shawty want signs up, 10 on my side and 10 on my side. tell when I'm making this shit, I'm making this shit look good. Fuck on my shoulder, lights been on it. Shawty fuck around like no, throw on my own, fuck on my shoulder, I'ma be colder, I'ma be colder. Fuck on my shoulder, fuck on my shoulder, lights been on it. Shawty fuck around like no, throw on my own, fuck on my shoulder, I'ma be colder, I'ma be colder. On the Jackie, fishy, oh. Throw my bank, but throwing that back like whoa. Run that shit, I need to know. I ain't tryna slow the pain. Damn, shawty, I've been this way. I ain't tryna slow the pain. Now I'm running on over game. I say so, I'm reaping up. Gotta tell us twice, I'm keeping dog. Fuck on my shoulder, wanna keep him up. Steady running up. I'm in my lane, I'm on my way. Don't swear, don't stop. They don't got it like me. I ain't worried.
Alright, so if it wants to head out, let's say like from right here where we are right now, we want to look for maybe a shoulder, a head, and another shoulder form before it heads out. That'd be ideal from right where we are right now.
They don't want it like me, wouldn't get it like me, wouldn't get like me, like me, like me, like me, on me, that must be what I need. Couldn't fuck with me, fuck with me, fuck with me, you just couldn't fuck with me. Let them know though, yeah, I'm on somebody told me, yeah. Oh no, yeah, like I'm in too deep, 10 toes down, yeah. It's hard to tell, but I feel like ain't nobody else there. Gotta know by now. You know, you just know my name, know my name, know my name. Wish they see my face, see my face, see my face. Baby, all the time, I'm on it. Come on, it down, I'm on it. They might get some money, I'm on it. You don't gotta send for me, I'm in my way. I'm on my way, I'm out of time, got this weight on me. I'm missing us, tell me what's it gonna be. I'm holding down like a lady on me. I'm holding down for me. OMW, on my mama, OMJ. Well, I think that you forgot, but what you saw in me. Caught a love, but please don't be the one who got away. Just the humming, talking when I come and humming. Hate the fact that we ain't spoken in some weeks. Blood on hands, but we just rinse it and repeat. Let's speak a language that we both know how to read. See, baby, all the time, I'm on it. Come on, it down, I'm on it. Let me get some money, I'm on it. You don't gotta send for me, I'm in my way. I'm on my way, yeah. I learned to cope, I learned to tank, I learned to float, look, I learned some things. And taught a nigga how to earn your trust, I'm not concerned with them, I know you hurt some things. Look, I ain't perfect, I'm hurting, babe.
Yeah, let's be careful we don't get caught right up in here between the 5 and key level right here. See how it's rejecting underneath this key level and in between the 5. So let's watch out for this range. We're still inside the blue. We haven't broken this blue yet.
Shawty, is she worried if I might show? Damn, it's hard to care for a sight though. Out here with my mans in a night show. Drinking party, yeah, we keep the lights low. I'm in my mind all the way. Ice cold, what a nigga gotta say now. Sipping honey, we be mobbing through the night, oh yeah. Moving like we trapping out of Vando. I need. Money on me, new city, new bitch, new kid. It's calls and the rain on me. I've been down and out, but a nigga still breathing. Saying my prayers for the check. Straight shooter like I'm walking with a tech.
Alright, we're struggling to break this blue. We'll see what happens.
You know what I want, you know what I need. Ice cold bitch when I'm sipping my tea. I don't mean feeling myself, feeling my knees. Feel like repercussions ain't gon' ever kiss me. Heard what I said and I can't help it. I ain't never gonna rest, never gonna test me, check me.
This would be a nice little micro shoulder, head, shoulder before it heads out. That'll be nice if we had something like that. But then again, you got to measure your risk to reward from if you're going off of break and magenta to the 5.
Touchdown in the matrix, yo. Shawty send me your location, 120 on the freeway speeding. Big check, blue pills, I'm beating. Young boy finna do my thing. Get the FBI, put a case on me. Feel like everything gon' cave on me. Shawty, hold on, have faith in me, You don't wanna, oh I gotta, but I gotta. You don't wanna, take you wanna see her every day. She just wants somebody for the night.
So let's say you're betting on this little mini micro head and shoulder here. You know, your stop should be right at the top of this candle. So you stop yourself for a very small loss if it doesn't play out the way you want. That's where your stop would have to be, because that means that this is in the structure. And if it goes above, that means this is invalid. Let me clean up this chart just a bit. Yeah, so if we break above this dotted line, especially outside the blue, then that means that little micro head and shoulder is not the play.
Sighting, she be feeling type of ways. I don't need nobody for the day. I just need somebody for the night. Been there and I never been the same. Been there, but I'm not the one to blame. I just need somebody for the night. Shawty wanna use me up. I don't need you no more. Shawty wanna use me up. I don't really feel no more. Shawty wanna use me up. I don't really care no more. Shawty wanna use me up. Yeah. Run it up, I'm mobbing. None of y'all niggas, they poppin'. Yeah, I know you do this often. I'm running out of options. I'm okay, I'm fine. I'ma swallow all my pride. Won't be nothing but a side piece. Catching feelings with my pipe dream. Oh no.
But you have to measure risk to reward from wherever you took the trade to the 5. That'd be the only target, or at least to the low a day at 593.91. So if you took this shoulder with your stop very tight, you can probably start moving your stop, right? You can probably at least break even. Even if you got the worst fill possible, your minimum, you're in a little bit of profit, but you can at least break even here. That's why it's important you don't hesitate on these moves, so you get the best fill. That way you give yourself some wiggle room. Therefore, if it doesn't work out, you either break even or you take a small profit. That's just how it works.
They don't even know me. Now they feeling different when the money coming fast. I got late low key. Shawty, keep it down, I'ma be right back. I don't switch modes, yeah. Only switch names in sports, that's fact. I ain't pay notice. You know that won't play like me. Something that your money won't reach. Then she gave no love for me. Oh, yeah. You know that won't play like me. Something that your money won't reach. Then she moves so sexually. Oh, it's a million now. It's a million now. It's a million now. It's a million now. Gotta keep them pockets greased up, can't slip. Gotta get my mama's new whip, new crib. Tell your shawty listen from the city, from the sticks. And no matter where I throw it, yeah, she know it's gon' stick. Shawty isn't me, no babe. Shawty isn't me, no, yeah. It's a million now. It's a million now. It's a million now. It's a million now.
Stop now.
And you know I'm holding out for the G60. That she wanna Louis and a VV. Riding on the CG. Don't you heard about it, let me get it on T. And you know I'm holding out for the G60. All the greed and the lust. Cause you want a piece of the pie. All that shit is bleeding me dry. I don't want your piece in the vice. Hold it down for me. These I like bitches all the time. These days I ain't even gon' lie, don't let me down. I've been throwing these hundreds on a dime. Spent 7 on that, bring no wedding vows.
So on the 5 minute, still looks like we have a little bit more retracement if it wants to reject and continue down. But if we get back above 595.97, right, then we're looking at this right here. So you're kind of in 50-50 land, maybe no man's land right now. I'll leave it up. Okay, so if you took break of blue, excuse me, if you took break of blue, protect your trade. All right, so we knew we're looking for break of blue for the calls. Easy money. So here's the thing, right? If this setup didn't work, this one right here, boom, 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 then you know what direction it's going, right? Because the break of blue. Very, very easy. Can't be wrong twice in a row. Break of blue, collecting profits. Remember, it was the break of magenta for the puts and the break of blue for your calls. Here's the break of blue. Right here. Look at this money we just made. back to VWAP. Let's see. All right, now if it wants to head up, let's see if we get some like this. Break of blue, big win. Look at this break of blue, big win.
I can never get it too close, cause she heard I got it on me. Couldn't pull it up like me. Shit, now she tryna love my phone. Shit, I'm in the booth going close. Now they heard I got it on me. Now they hear I got it on me.
Now, if you went in on the break of this key level right here, 595.32, you either collecting because you're risk averse, or you're gonna survive the retracement. Either one. If you waited till here, and if you went in on the break of it, you either take your profit or survive the retracement. But if you're waiting for the pullback, that's fine too. Look at the money we printed on break of blue. Look at this money. There it is. Break of blue. I told you, break of blue for the calls. There it is. Easy money.
I told him my selling is a move it to the bank, yeah. And you know they're tryna lay down with the man. Way out with the man. Right now with the man.
Okay, Discord, so break a blue, break a key level. Yeah. That was pretty much the whole play right there. We're hoping that it was going to be the head and shoulder. Well, not hoping, but one option was the head and shoulders over here with the break of this magenta. It never broke, right? So since it never broke here and it did break blue, that's the answer. Break a blue for the win. Look at the money we printed right now. What is this? How many points? It's 94.56. 2 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In 8 minutes. 2 points in 8 minutes. Look at it still going. Now, if you're waiting for this, that's fine too. Yeah, on the 30-minute, we never got the rejection under 594.84. We never got the rejection under. It looked like it wanted to over somewhere over here. Maybe on this one, it looked like it wanted to. I'll probably stop out here, not be greedy. Okay, good trade. If it goes up from here, oh well. I made my money. Oh well, don't care now. I should have got out on the breaker if it broke black back through green. Eee, that's hard to say. That's when I should have actually been out, but I took my profit. No big deal. Wait for the next setup now. Okay, that was a good trade. Great trade. So the setup for the calls are going to be build in purple, break blue. For the puts, we're looking for build in green and break magenta. I took my profit because we hit VWAP, and I saw the rejection of VWAP here, so I didn't want to be greedy. So I took my profit on VWAP, so whatever, it's fine. I'll be all right. Man, if you took break of blue, that's really close to the bottom. Like this was a really good call. This break of blue, it's really close to the bottom. Like your stop loss would have been very reasonable. Probably under probably under 25 bucks. Under $25. Look at it, but look at the win. Look at the win. So you risk 25. I think less than 25, but somewhere, let's just say 25 for 100% profit. Over 100% profit. Alright, now we're going to look for continuation, right? Now this is what we're looking for. Remember this? We're looking for that. That's continuation. So let's see if we form another purple. Let's see if we form another blue. So then what do we want to do? We want to build in purple and then break blue. You see why I took my profit at VWAP? That's why I took profit at VWAP. Right there. This is the reason why. So now what we want to see is if we have a shoulder, a head, and another shoulder right here, which would give us our break of magenta. Oh, look at this. See why I took my profit at VWAP? I didn't get greedy? That's why. Now let's look for the little dance right here. It's the exact reason why I took my profit right here at VWAP. Now I missed out on another, like, I don't know, 30 bucks or so, but that's fine. Let's look out for the dance right here. This break in magenta right here was a good, but I think that was impossible to catch this move right here. I mean, you could have got it right here. This one's the more desirable one though, down here. Yeah, look at the 30 minutes. See this range we're kind of stuck in? It looks like it wants to break to the downside, but don't... again, your safe puts are going to be underneath the 5. Underneath the 5. That's the answer. So remember, it's going to be building in the green. If it breaks the green, that's your clue. If it breaks magenta, that's a little bit more confirmation that you can get something out of it. Now, that shoulder is right here. Right here. So even if it does break, you might have to survive some retracement like that, right? Even if it does break, you might need to survive some retracement because look where the shoulder is. So keep that in mind. So if you want to wait for the break, retest, and reject of this magenta, that's fine too. So here's what you're contending with. Are we building in? Oh, look at there it is. Look at the money we just printed. There it is. Collect your money. Here's the little dance, right? The little dance. We knew that was gonna happen right before. Collect your money. Don't say I never did nothing for you. There it is. Oh, good trade. Okay, good trade. Good trade. Look at the money we just printed. That was a good move. Okay, that was pretty exciting. That was pretty exciting. Hold on, let me see what Lee's talking about. Wait, did you Lee, did you win? I'm not sure what just happened. Oh, nice. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. $5,600 profit. Oh my goodness. Oh my, I told you. $1,000 days are going to be bad days for you shortly. Look, this absolutely amazing. Perfect. Absolutely perfect, right? We see the liquidity built up on this magenta right here. We see it. So, you know, you got a pretty good. Oh man, look at this fake out. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That's the funniest thing I've seen in a while. She said, all right, YouTube has it. She said, I had a $5,600 win. I'm going to go smoke crack today. That's awesome. That's great. Okay, let's see what we got. Man, that was exciting. So when I generate my my orders, it automatically generates a take profit. So this automatically hit my take profit, but it was cool though. I mean, I didn't have a choice really. I'm glad it did. I could have maybe could have got more, but it happened too quick. Hoo-wee! She said her feet sweat. Oh my goodness. Really volatile today. What is even happening? Okay, I think I'm done for the day. I think I'm done. Like, I mean, I'm still gonna chart. Oh, look. Gotta see if this, I want to know if this break of blue is gonna hit. We might be seeing like the cup, right? Like this. Wow. All right, so let's diagnose that last play. That was exciting. That was a quick profit too. All right, so we were assuming or thinking if it was going to be a shoulder, a head, and a shoulder for our down, right? For our puts. So buying the shoulder would have been your best option because you have the least amount of risk there, right? Because you can stop out very, you know exactly where your stop is. So you can put a very tight stop. Look at these candles. If you waited for the break of magenta, that's fine too, but you would have needed to collect quick on it. Really quick, because this happened in like seconds actually. So that's how we did this play right here from this flexion point that I drew up here, which was respected. So yeah, these type of things you can't hesitate. He's gotta, and if you don't hesitate, your stop loss can be very small, right? You put a $10 stop if you want, or even less. You could put no stop. It's up to you, you know, if it's going in direction. But when you hesitate, then you start to gamble, and you know things like that happen. But you know, take little losses and take your big wins. I'm not saying to gamble all the time like that, but just stick to the strategy we have. It that shit seems to work. And you know, we're seeing if we grab liquidity off the 5 to push us up. We're struggling in between VWAP and the 5. You see that? Oh wait, what the hell? What the damn? We're struggling between VWAP and the 5. So let's see who wins. Okay, break a blue. Break a blue. Yes, look at the money. Look at the money we just printed. Okay, I'm done for. Hold on, I'm right here. Let me focus. I'm right here. You see the cup and handle I just drew out, so take your profit. It's super volatile. You have to take it, protect your trade at least. Look at the money we just printed. Look at this money we just printed. Break a blue. Look at the money we just printed. Simply amazing today. Oh. I'm moving my stop. I'm gonna go, I don't care. I'm gonna go to the top of this candle. I had the absolute perfect fill on this rejection, on this hammer candle up. Absolute perfect fill. Okay, I'll take it. If it goes up from here, I don't care. This was a good 1 minute, 2 minute. That was an amazing move. Oh my goodness, that was a great move. Wow, another break of blue. Amazing. Okay, I'm glad I had to take profit on this one too. On this break of magenta, I'm glad I had to take profit. Because usually I just generate both of them and I just shut out the take profit and I'll just use the stop loss to guide. But I didn't get a chance because it happened so quick that it just took profit immediately, which is fine. Alright, now let's see if we get a shoulder, a head, and another shoulder forming over here. So breaking magenta is still going to be the thing, preferably the lower one. But this, look how perfect this cup. I just put the cup too. Look how perfect. Damn near to the penny. Damn near to the penny. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Today was a little bit of luck, if I'm honest. Today was a little bit of luck because, I mean, there's just no way to predict these candles. Like, there's just no way to predict that. I was just going off of break of this, just don't hesitate. That's all I was going off of. But today's been absolutely amazing. A little bit difficult, I will say that, because of the volatility, the swings. It's making it a little difficult to chart it and to get your entries, you know, like to not hesitate. It's been a little taxing on that end. If we break back below this 595.32 key level, then this cup and handle is no longer valid. Okay, it should still be valid until 595.57. Meaning if we get underneath this, then this cup and handle probably not going to be a thing. Come with your own grandchild. That's hilarious. That's funny. Today was wow. Give me 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. It looks like we're still in this green. Still in this green, but it doesn't mean that on the longer time frame we don't have a shoulder, a head, and another shoulder, right? So this is going to be a pivot point. Right here where I drew this pivot, or this flexion point, is going to be important. And not the drawing itself, the level that it's at. You understand what I'm saying? The price level that it's at. Okay, today's been absolutely amazing. Today's been a good day.
by 4 for G6 do this baby shit for me. 100,000, couple M's don't make a G.
Today is so volatile. So volatile.
I'm about to cut up 25 for my name. I told him my selling is a move it to the bank, yeah. And you know they're tryna lay down with the man. Way out with the man. Right now I'm with the man. Say that she love me, Christy and they owe me. This is how she think, yeah she think. Yeah, yeah, say she adore me, Christy and the origin. Fuck with me some money. Baby, 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 ain't more time for you. All the love them back and back, the money too. Yeah, when money come to storms, I just stick and move. No way, got me spending with my waves, yeah. Since we young as we was dreaming about a Maybach, yeah. I'm looking for my 41 days now, yeah. She said that she love me, Christy and they owe me. This is how she think, yeah she think. Yeah, 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 say she adore me, Christy and the origin. Fuck with me some money.
So this is like the definition of a 50-50 right here, because we're at the level of where it could be the flexion point to finish off this cup and handle, right? So let's say if I were to move this over slightly, that's what it would look like. You see it now? So we're at the flexion point for the cup and handle, but we're also at the flexion point for the head and shoulders forming right here. So I don't know, we'll see what happens. All right, broke magenta. The safe magenta break is going to be this lower one, but still an option. So if you took this break in magenta, protect your trade. This one's the optimal one. We want the bottom one. And why the bottom one? Because that means that we had that motion right here. I'm just going to clean up the chart really quick. Well, I'll leave this on for right now. Hold on. Bouncing off of VWAP. Let's see the rejection off of VWAP. If the rejection off of VWAP is the handle forming, is the flexion point of the handle. We don't know. We're going to have to find out.
Better come round, don't talk like that, don't come right back, they reaching. I forget where the kid came from, but I guess they did amnesia. All the time when I'm making this shit look. Shorty want signs of 10 on my side and 10 on my side of Libra. Better come round, don't talk like that, don't come right back, they reaching. I forget where the kid came from, but I guess they did amnesia. All the time when I'm making this shit look. 15 right to my safe, 15 right to my bank. Long as my circle tight, long as my circle pay. If she gon' make my man, if she gon' make my man, I need my Beyonce. Gotta stay tough, gotta stay tough, stay tough. Then I'm a bug and call, say that I'm a bug and call. I'ma put down when it get like that. I'ma hold out to maybe. Even God when I was no say, I even good and good and driving it. Shorty want signs of 10 on my side and 10 on my side of I wanna always go stay. How you been good, fucking it. Should've want signs of 10 on my side and 10 on my side of Libra. They come round, don't talk like that, don't come right back, they reaching. I forget where the kid came from, but I guess they did amnesia. Hard to tell when I'm making this shit, I'm making this shit look good. Fuck on my shoulder, nice thing on it. Shawty's fuck around like no idea. Done on my own, fuck on my shoulder, yeah. I'ma be colder, yeah. I'ma be colder. Fuck on my shoulder, fuck on my shoulder, nice thing on it, Shawty fuck around like no idea. Done on my own, fuck on my shoulder, I'ma be colder, I'ma be colder. On a Jackie, fishy, oh. Throw my bank, but throwing that back like whoa. Run that shit, I need to know. I ain't tryna slow the pain. Damn, shawty, I've been this way. I ain't tryna slow the pain. No one running, no game. I say so, I'm reaping up. Gotta tell us twice, I'm keeping dog. Fuck on my shoulder, wanna keep him up. Steady running up. I'm in my lane, I'm on my way. Don't swear, don't stop. They don't got it like me. I ain't worried about a thing, I ain't worried about a thing. What they ain't get like me, you like me, you like me, you like me, you on me, on me. That must be what I need. You just couldn't fuck with me, fuck with me, fuck with me. You just couldn't fuck with me. Ice cold, oh. Young two with it on ISO, ice fuck, double live and the niggas too nice now. Got them lining up now, I wanna see me. Got the shawty listening to me on repeat. Gotta know by now. You know, you just know my name, know my name, know my name. Wish they see my face, see my face, see my face. I can't ask for love, not from me. They don't wanna like me, wouldn't get it like me, wouldn't get like me, you like me, you like me, you like me, on me, that must be what I need. You just couldn't fuck with me, fuck with me, fuck with me, you just couldn't fuck with me. Let them know down, yeah. I'm on when somebody told me, yeah. Can't hold now, yeah. Like I'm in too deep, 10 toes down, yeah. It's hard to tell, but I feel like ain't nobody else there. Gotta know by now. You know, you just know my name, know my name, know my name. Wish they see my face, see my face, see my face. Baby, all the time, come on, leave it down, I'm on my way. Let me get some money, I'm on my way. You don't gotta send for me, I'm in my way. I'm on my way, I'm out of time, got this weight on me. I'm missing us, tell me.
Okay, break a blue, protect your trade. Break a blue, protect your trade. There it is, again. Easy money. Easy money. Break a blue, protect your trade. Look at the money that we printed on the break a blue. Look at that money. Easy money.
Speak a language that we both know how to read. See, baby, all the time, come on, leave it down, I'm on my way. Let me get some money, I'm on my way. You don't gotta send for me, I'm in my way. I'm on my way, yeah. I learned to cope, I learned to tank, I learned to float, look, I learned some things. And taught a nigga how to earn your trust, I'm not concerned with them, I know you hurt some things. Look, I ain't perfect, I'm hurting, babe, that make two of us the way you purchase things. The surface level not serving us, I gotta let you in so you interpret things the way I meant, and may I vent, based off the things you post online, I can't help but think you gotta stay off that. Embrace the fact I won't brace myself for no downfall, I know they pray on that. If loving you will make me crazy, girl, then giving up on you will make a psychopath. I'm on my way, I wait out back, yeah.
Give me a second. I'm just going to clean up this chart. So remember, what did I say right before well, right before I came back? It was maybe this rejection wick, right? This hammer candle rejection off of the VWAP that coincides with the flexion point of this cup and handle. Maybe this was the handle, right? That's exactly what I said right before it happened. And that is exactly what happened, perfectly to a T. Right? I said that the flexion point of this cup and handle lines up with the rejection of VWAP. So we broke VWAP, retested, rejected VWAP, which also was our flexion point, because I just look how perfect this cup was. Look how perfect the cup is. And remember when I moved it over like this? To show you that this may be the handle forming here. Look how perfect. What more? There's nothing more I can do. There's nothing more I can do other than draw out the exact path and tell you when to go in. I told you on the rejection of VWAP. I told you on the break of blue. There's nothing more I can do. So if you didn't make money today, you need to reevaluate what's going on. We need to have a talk. You need to DM me, and we'll figure out what's going on. Because you don't have to win every single trade. Because I get it. Especially in here, you have to be real quick on the trigger. But it's impossible to lose for the day. Not impossible. There's always a way, but it's usually when you and look at the exact. Look at the precision. Oh man, today's been a good day. I'm gonna clean up the chart because I'm gonna do our little wins for the day session. But look at this money we made today. Today was such a good day. We do it every day. Let me see something. Yeah, now let's see if we get above 598.01. All right, give me a second. I'm gonna just do some housekeeping real quick, and I'll be right back.
I don't really care no more. Shawty wanna use me, yeah, yeah. Hey, run it up, I'm mobbing. Hey, none of y'all niggas they poppin'. Yeah, I know you do this often. Hey, I'm running out of options. I'm okay, I'm fine. Hey, I'ma swallow on my pride. Won't be nothing but a side piece. Oh, catching feelings with my pipe dream. Oh no. Sighting, she be feeling type of words. I don't need nobody for the day. I just need somebody for the night. Hey, been there and I never been the same. Yeah. Been there, but I'm not the one to blame. I just need somebody for the night. Yeah. Shawty wanna use me. Yeah. I don't need you no more. Yeah. Shawty wanna use me. Yeah. I don't really feel no more. Shawty wanna use me, yeah. I don't really care no more. Shawty wanna use me, yeah, yeah. Hey, run it up, I'm mobbing. Hey, none of y'all niggas they poppin'. Yeah, I know you do this often. Hey, I'm running out of options. I'm okay, I'm fine. Hey, I'ma swallow on my pride. Won't be nothing but a side piece. Oh, catching feelings with my pipe dream. Oh no.
All right, I'm back. Absolutely amazing trade right there. Absolutely amazing trade. Okay. So let's see if we break out of the green right here. The 5-minute chart had all of this plotted. It was just a little bit difficult to see because of the volatility, but if you pay really close attention, you can see how it broke above 595.97, right? So it broke above right here on this candle, broke above, it retested, and then continued, right? Which essentially is what this is showing you, how it breaks above 595.97, retest 595.87, and continued, which is exactly what happened, right? Broke above, retested it, and kept going. Broke above on the, even on this candle, let's say this candle here, at the 1035 candle, it retested it at the 1050 candle, and it continued forward. So that's how you translate this right here. It broke, retested, and continued. This is continuation. So essentially, it broke, retested, and continued. That's how you translate this 5-minute. You see that? How the 5-minute translated? Absolutely perfect. Now the volatility in between made it difficult on the 1-minute. That's why you got to zoom out sometimes. You can't stay focused in on the 1-minute candle, looking at it like this, right? Just zoomed in to 1 minute. Can't do it like that. The 1-minute tells you where you are. The 5-minute tells you where you're going, or excuse me, how to get to where you're going. The 30-minute tells you where you're going. So then you can tell off of this candle here. Look at this big hammer candle pointing up. Look at this 30-minute hammer candle pointing up. Huge rejection off of this, so you knew what to expect. Still in the green. So also, if you've been paying attention, what I told you is, if you didn't get any of these breaking magentas, once we got down here, actually since the beginning, I've been telling you that your safe puts are going to be below the 5 MA. I've been saying that all morning. These are your safety puts. When we get some structure below the 5. So since that never happened, you shouldn't have been looking for puts. Now, if you wanted to scalp, then you're going off of breaking magenta, yada yada yada. That's on you, but I told you where the safety puts were, below the 5. We knew that the target was most likely, the first target was 595.32. The next target was going to be the 5. And what do? So there's going to be two things that happen when we get to moving averages. We're either going to reject off of it to gain the liquidity, to get the liquidity and bounce off, or we're going to break, retest, and reject underneath it Those are the two options. So once we saw this candle right here, that should have gave us some warning. Once we broke out of blue, that should have gave us another clue. Once we broke out of blue again, that should have gave us our final clue what was happening here, which essentially was just a big cup and handle, right? That was pretty straightforward. It was difficult because of the volatility, because of all the volatility. That's what made it difficult. Because if you didn't have your stops properly or too tight, you would have got stopped out immediately, especially in between 1040 and 1041, or not even this whole 5-10 minute span. Real difficult to trade in here. But we do see this big momentum candle right here. We do see this big momentum candle. Okay, so we're past the 11 o'clock hour Eastern. Maybe some compression here. Maybe if we to form this handle, if we trickle down and then later on in the day decide to, we'll see. Because technically this cut doesn't close until we get to 597.91. I'll put the cup here. Technically we don't close the cup until here. Till we get back to the high of day. And then what we want to do is see some type of pullback from the high of day before it continues up. If that's going to be the play, right? Now we also have to watch out for the cascading if it just wants to stay within this range. So we also have to watch out for this right here, this right here. So we're gonna see if we're gonna get some on the way down, right? If we do this on the way down. So these are your options, but if everything goes to plan, we should see some rejection at about 597.89, unless they want to fake us out and do one of these where it breaks above and then forms the bolt. So now we know what to look out for. I'm going to clean up the chart. So the uptrend is so strong, you know, we should be looking for call entries. I guess technically we'll be in the uptrend once we get above 597.89. But we do have some good momentum pushing us up.
back from the north, me and Dior, and then like they owe me. Gotta stay select, don't come around to me, better come correct. Different life that we lead, I'm in Nike tech, in a bag of Louis V.
Okay, a few more cents just to make sure we touch that high a day. High a day achieved. Let's see what we got. Everyone's probably buying puts right now. Everyone's probably buying puts. And the market makers know it. And the market makers know it. See? Everyone's probably buying puts. This is how they stop you out. This is why retail traders lose. Because they already know what we're thinking. They already know. Sometimes you got to think the exact opposite. They already know. So now if we want to see continuation, wait for it to break up like that. Look at them. Look at this. Amazing. They knew everyone wanted to buy puts right here. They already knew that. Alright, let's see if they want to close this cup right here. We'll see if we get up to this target right here, 598.72, before we get the pullback. So the high day was obviously a target. We're gonna see if the after hours or the pre-market high, or one of them. Nah, the high was actually 599.74. We'll see what we got. A few more pennies. Alright, so let's see if we get a pullback here, or if we at least test 598.72 around here, around this level for the pullback, or if we get the continuation straight up.
Told me, yeah, can't hold now, yeah, like I'm in too deep, 10 toes down, yeah. It's hard to tell, but I feel like ain't nobody else there. Gotta know by now, you know, you just know my name, know my name, know my name. Wish they see my face, see my face, see my face. Baby, all the time, I'm on it. Come on, it down, I'm on it. And I'll get some money, I'm on my way. You don't gotta send for me, I'm in my way. I'm on my way, yeah. I'm out of time, got this weight on me. I'm missing out, so tell me what's it on me. I'm holding down like the Eddie on me. I'm holding down for me. OMW, I'm my mama, OMJ. Well, I think that you forgot, but what you saw in me. Hard to love, but please don't be the one who got away. Just don't harm me talking when I come and harmony. Hate the fact that we ain't spoken in some weeks. Blood on hands, but we just rinse it and repeat. Let's speak a language that we both know how to read. See, baby, all the time, I'm on it. Come on, it down, I'm on my way. Let me get some money, I'm on my way. You don't gotta send for me, I'm in my way. I'm on my way, yeah. I learned to cope, I learned to tank, I learned to float, like I learned some things. And taught a nigga how to earn your trust, I'm not concerned with them, I know you hurt some things. Look, I ain't perfect, I'm hurting, babe, that make two of us the way you purchase things. The service level not serving us, I gotta let you in so you interpret things the way I meant, and may I vent. Based off the things you post online, I can't help but think you gotta stay off that. Embrace the fact I won't brace myself for no downfall, know they pray on that. If loving you will make me crazy, girl, then giving up on you will make a psychopath. I'm on my way, I wait out back, yeah. Shawty, is she worried if I might show? Damn, it's hard to care for a side though. Out here with my mans in a night show. Drinking party, yeah, we keep the lights low. I'm in my mind all the way. Ice cold, what a nigga gotta say now. Sipping honey, we be mobbing through the night, oh yeah. Moving like we trapping out of Vando. I need, I need, I need, I need, I need. I need, I need, I need, I need, I need. Money on me, new city, new bitch, new kid. This calls finna rain on me. I've been down and out, but a nigga still breathing. Saying my prayers for the check. Straight shooter like I'm walking with a tech. Move deep and I'm pounding on my chest. You know what I want. You know what I need. Ice cold bitch when I'm sipping my tea. I don't mean it. Feeling myself, feeling my knees. Feel like repercussions ain't gon' ever catch me. Heard what I said and I can't help it. I ain't never gon' rest, never gonna test me, check me. I need, I need. Touchdown in the matrix, yeah. Shawty send me your location, 120 on the freeway, speeding. Big check, blue pills, I'm beating. Young boy finna do my thing. Get the FBI, put a case on me. Feel like everything okay on me. Shawty, hold on, have faith in me, You don't wanna, oh I gotta, but I gotta. You don't wanna, check you wanna see her every day. She just wants somebody for the night. You call, I'll be on my way. Hard to love me when you got nothing to chase. She just wants somebody for the night. Shawty wanna use me up. I don't need you no more. Shawty wanna use me up. I don't really feel no more. Shawty wanna use me up. I don't really care no more. Shawty wanna use me up. Yeah, yeah. Ay, run it up, I'm mobbing. None of y'all niggas, they poppin'. Yeah, I know you do this often. Ay, I'm running out of options. I'm okay, I'm fine. Ay, I'ma swallow all my pride. Won't be nothing but a side piece. Oh, oh. Catching feelings with my pipe dream. Oh no. Sighting, she be feeling type of ways. I don't need nobody for the day. I just need somebody for the night. Hey, been there and I never been the same. Been there, but I'm open when to play. I just need somebody for the night. Shawty wanna use me up. I don't need you no more. Shawty wanna use me up. I don't really feel no more. Shawty wanna use me up. I don't really care no more. Shawty wanna use me up. Yeah, yeah. Ay, run it up, I'm mobbing. Ay, none of y'all niggas, they poppin'. Yeah, I know you do this often. Ay, I'm running out of options. I'm okay, I'm fine. Ay, I'ma swallow all my pride. Won't be nothing but a side piece. Oh, oh. Catching feelings with my pipe dream. Oh no. Piece of me, piece of my, took some time. I'm just reaping what I sow, so for sure. Brand new home, that's just for me and my boy. Be secure, 4x4, G63 bought on my hand. I know friends, pay for keys, can't pay for saving me. In the back when the windows tint. Yeah, 'cause they know tonight. Yeah, they know tonight. Tryna come take from me. And my 40 they date on me. They ain't even thought this far. This ain't no question, yeah.
Okay, that's been my time. YouTube, it's been a pleasure. Have a good day.